Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, today we're continuing with the Ford Cougar and I've got another project, well, not a project, it's more like a job, a service job for Chris. He's a long friend back in the day and he's bought his Transit Custom for a service. So we should be able to jump on that today as well. But I want to get this finished first. So let's see if that water is still getting in the boot or it's solved. Let's do this. So yeah, guys, the first thing we need to do is we need to crack on with this one today, this morning. Get this one sorted. Fingers crossed that's done it. I'm 100% sure now that that's going to be all right. I have got to do a water test on the back of the vehicle just to make sure that it has fixed it and solved it. I just pulled this out, Mark's dehumidifier, and you can see it's pulled. It did pull out some water and moisture out of the vehicle last night, which is good. It means it's doing its job. It means it's putting it. It means it's drying it out, and it means it's doing well. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it for a while and get the heaters, kicking around the inside as well. Just really warm up the car on the inside, and eventually it'll be all back together, all back to normal, and everything's sorted. So, but yeah, the first thing I want to do is take it outside. I'm going to do a water test, drip all the hose all over the back of it, and then just see if it comes back up. So, yeah, let me go and do that. And then I'll come back to you and I'll let you know the results. Right, okay guys, so finally, absolutely bone dry. So that has definitely worked on those rails. So that's definitely where it's coming from, because there isn't anything else. Like I said, there's nothing else up here that could cause the actual leak. Can't be coming from the hinges because the hinge goes down under. I have checked underneath as well, and it stopped. The actual thing stops there. So there's nothing else it could have been. But yeah, absolutely dry. really, really good. So I'm well happy with that. Success. Right, so now let's get this all back together, everything back in place, and yeah, carry on. We can finally put this car back together. So let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, there we go. All back together and all their stuff back in the boot. All the trims we put back. So yeah, it even smells fresher in here as well. It doesn't smell as damp, obviously, because of the water was inside, but yeah, it smells so much better now as well, so that's good. So, yeah, there we go. That is the Cougar all finished, put back together. And then we could take it outside, and then we could bring in the Ford Transit Custom that we've got to do a service on. So let's get this outside. I'll bring the Custom in. I'm not going to be able to get it on the ramp. Even if that car wasn't on there, the Focus ST, even if it wasn't there, I still wouldn't be able to get it on because there just ain't enough room to get a Transit Custom in the workshop, basically. So, yeah, over there, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to get it onto the ramp itself. Transit connects, yep, fine, absolutely fine. I can get them in, but the Custom, they're a little bit bigger. So all I really can do is just get it and swing it in here, really. And we'll have to work on it over this side. So let's go and bring it in. I'll show you what we're dealing with. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, we have got Chris's Ford Transit Custom. He's not had it long. I think he's only about 3 or 4 months now. But he does a lot of fishing, and he absolutely loves it. I don't think it's particularly for his work. I think it's just an everyday sort of his vehicle, really, which is great because these vans now are fully loaded. They've got everything on it. So he's not had it long, but he has started to do different things to it. So he's changed the windscreen already, but I think he's having a problem with that. I think you have to program it using Forescan. So yeah, he's having a bit of issues with that. I haven't got Forescan, so I can't do that for him. But at some point, he's going to have to get that done. But for the moment, we are doing the service on this one. He just wants a nice, fresh service done. But, it's a clean engine bay. It's a really nice, clean engine. I'm going to check underneath, obviously, just to make sure there's no leaks, there's no oil leaks, anything like that. But, yeah, it seems a nice one. It does seem a nice one, or someone has cleaned it up very well. But no, we're going to do a service. The only thing up here, really, is the air filter, which is up here. We're going to do oil filter, oil, gearbox oil, and a fuel filter, and the belts as well on this side. So, yeah, a few bits and pieces to do. Some of it's from underneath. Not a lot is on top, I've got to be honest. So, yeah, that's where we're going to be doing, guys. I have kept it running outside. It's nice and warm, so we can drop that oil out, the engine oil and the gearbox oil. Yeah, get this serviced for him. Probably going to put it on axle stands at the front, I've got to be honest. And then, yeah, it'll just give us a bit more space from underneath. I'm probably going to drop the oil first, just because of the angle, and it'll just let enough oil just drop out. If I put it on axle stands and start pushing up, then obviously the oil is going to sort of, not sit correctly. So I think there's enough space to get underneath there to start getting that drained. So yeah, whilst that's draining, we do the air filter. I think he's got all the parts. I can't open this too much because of that wall there. But yeah, he's got all the service parts in here. It's nice and bright in here. Look at these lights. Really bright. All the parts are here. He's got all the parts for me. So yeah, all we've got to do is obviously do the replacement for it. That's the engine oil, gearbox oil. Is that side? He even supplied me. Look, he even supplied me the spanner that you use to undo the fuel filter. So yeah, that's great. So, but it's all here, all the gears here for us to do a good service on his van. So that's what we're going to do, guys. Right, let's get set up. Let's start Chris's van. Let's do this. Right, okay. So, guys, that's the air filter done. I've undone the oil cap and took off the dipstick, cleaned that up, ready. And then from underneath, I'm going to try and get you underneath here, but you just see me doing it. You got the oil filter, which just goes up into there, and the oil is still dripping away in there. I don't know if you could just, I can't even get you in there now, can I? But yeah, it's dripping away still, which is good. Don't know if you can see that. But yeah, this is what we wanted to do, really. We're going to have a look at the gearbox next, and see if I can get that gearbox. Sorry, guys. See if I can get this gearbox oil dropped where it is, because that'd be good. Because it's still on the level plane. Do you know what I mean? So it should drain all of it out. So that is what we're going to do next. Is we're going to do the gearbox oil. All the parts are over here. Gearbox oil, engine oil, oil filter, new sump plug as well. He supplied me with a new sump plug, which is good. So we'll change that. This is the fuel filter. This thing here with this gasket. And this is the tool that you need to do that, to undo it. Got a cabin filter as well. Original Ford cabin filter. And the belts. The belt is in there. It's got tensioners and stuff with that belt, but we're going to check it out, see if they need it or not. You know, if they're okay, then it's worth just holding on to them till the next time. There's no point replacing things if they don't need to be replaced. And, you know, next time they might need replacing. So and he's got them in the box, really. So we'll keep hold of those if we don't need them. But we'll check them. We'll have a look. The air filter was dirty, but not that bad. I've got to be honest. So it don't look, yeah, it don't look that bad, but it's all part of the service. So we're going to be, I've swapped it over that already. So yeah, it's getting there. But let's crack on now and have a little mess around with the gearbox oil. Let's get that out. He is saying that he's having a bit of problem with the gear shifting when it's cold, so this might solve it, or it could be another issue. But let's just try and get the gearbox oil swapped over and see if that resolves it. If not, it's gonna have to obviously, you know, be sorted out. Something else has gone wrong with it. But yeah, let's try that first. Right, let's move on. Let's get the gearbox oil down and swap that over, and then we'll probably just get a hose from up here, drop it down into there, into the gap, and then sort of fill it up that way. That's how I normally do it. So let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, that is the oil filter on. Up there, and I've put a new sump plug there, so that's done. I've also drained out the gearbox oil. It went a little bit everywhere, I've got to be honest, but I managed to catch most of it. That's the drain plug there. You see it just on the end, and the fill up one is just the other side of this pipe, just there. So yeah, we need to put the plug back in that side first, and then we can fill up the gearbox oil until it starts to just sort of dribble out a little bit, and then we, you know, that's full up. So yeah, also the actual fuel filter is just underneath here as well. So it's looking like we'll be able to do most of this from the van sitting as it is. But yeah, you can see it there with the yellow plug. It's that there. That's the actual fuel filter. And we'll be doing that in a second as well. Get that off and swapping that over for a nice new one. But yeah, let's get the gearbox oil drain off plug back in place. We'll do that up nice and tight, and then we can start filling up the gearbox oil from the top until it starts dribbling out. And then once we've done that, going to move on to the fuel filter, and yeah, carry on. The actual oil fill up point on this is pretty bad located. It's right down there, so you need quite a long funnel to sort of get down there to get it filled up. I'm gonna have to see if I've got one. If not, I'm gonna have to go and borrow one, yeah, pick one up at some point, because they are handy to have, those kind of things. But normally the engine oil fill up, the fill up is on the top, right close to the top of the engine, so it's easy just to fill up. But this, for some reason, Fords and make it so awkward. You know, even if they made a funnel that went, a funnel come from that and sat up here or something somewhere, so you could fill it up. I don't know. They surely something, they could have done something to make it a lot easier than just doing that. But never mind. We've got to get it filled up. I think this takes 5.7 or 6.7 litres. So quite a lot of oil. So let's continue. Do that, and then we're going to fill up the oil and then move on to the fuel filter. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, that is the old fuel filter off. And obviously you just undo this little plastic nib at the bottom, and then it just drains out all the fuel out the bottom. And then you just use that tool that Chris supplied to do the job, and it goes around the housing and it just undoes them. And you can see that that's the new one there. And yeah, we're just going to swap it over, put it back in place. You can see how dirty and horrible it is. So it's nice to sort of swap it over. These can be a little bit of a pig to bleed up and start up the first time, because obviously I'm taking the fuel filter out, and you don't, on this procedure, you don't sort of like you don't fill up the fuel filter and put it back in and then put it up. There's like a fuel bleed off nipple on inside the engine bay, where you have to sort of undo or get someone to press whilst you yeah. So like this one, have I got a torch? Where's my torch? So it is this one here. See the white cap in there? So you use that and ignition on until it starts to come out, and then you let go, and it's bled the system. And then once you've turned it over a few times, it will sort of just bleed out itself and go back to normal. But that's, you can't do it where you can just sort of just keep cranking, crank. But there's a valve there that you can press that lets the air out of the system and lets the fuel go back through all the pipe work and the fuel filter and stuff like that. So it's a better way, definitely a better way of doing it. So I'll be doing that. I might have to get someone to give me a hand to do that while someone's holding that. I can be sort of doing the key from the inside. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to put this new one back in place, get rid of all that fuel out there, because you could just see how dirty that was. So it's worth just clearing it out. So we've got a nice new, I might just clean that out the bottom as well. Clean all that up, clear it all out. Put the new filter in place, put it up. Then I'm going to fill up the engine oil. I've got a nice long nozzle here. You can see it goes right into the down there into the fill up point. Going to fill up. What was it? Let me just check. I think it was 6.7. So we've got 6.7 litres of engine oil. That's exactly what I'm going to put in. So he's going to have a few litres left over. Probably going to mark it up as well. So I'll just do the 5. And then on the other one, I'm just going to mark it down to say like 5, 6, 6.5. So I'm going to mark it from here. That's how much more is what will go in. What, like a 5 litre plus that much there. So that's what we're going to do next after we've done the filter. So yeah, let's keep going. Let's do this. Right, okay. So, guys, there we go. You just see that. We bled the system through whilst we was using that little nipple there. You're pushing it down, and then you just turn it over. Well, you don't turn it over. You just put it to... Whilst someone's pushing the actual nipple down, you can leave it like this for like 10, 15 seconds. And you can see the air pushing out, and it kind of bleeds the system through. So then after you've done that a couple of times, on and off a couple of times, and that's it. So now really, I want to leave this running just for a few minutes, just to get the system back through, just to, you know, get it through the system, go through the motions or whatever. So I'm going to leave it running. You can hear that squeaking. Can you hear that squeaking? That's rather a belt, or that's a pulley or a tensioner or something like that. But that's definitely squeaking, isn't it? I don't think it's the belt. And in fact, I know he's gave me the kit, but this has actually got two belts. That's one of them, but there is another belt as well. I'm sure Chris is going to be watching this video tonight. So if you are, buddy, I am going to message you. But do you want me to replace the other belt? Let me turn it off for a minute. Message me, mate. Let me know if you would like me to replace the other belt as well whilst we're doing all the work. It might just be, you know, might just be worth doing that belt as well as that one, and trying to resolve that squeakiness as well. I think that's coming from a pulley or a tensioner. Something's not quite there, so we'll have to change them out. We've got it in the box, so it's worth just changing it whilst it's bloody squeaking and stuff. Yeah, we'll go from there. But there's one more thing we've got to do today. We're going to do that tomorrow morning. I haven't really got time today to get on with doing that. So, how do I say that? I might be able to. If I squeeze the van in, if I just sort of swing it over this way a little bit and bring it forward, we might be able to crack on and start working on that. So, because I want to shut the doors because it's getting cold now. But the next thing I want to do, guys, is I want to do the cabin filter, which is located under the glove box in here. So I'm just going to pull this down, and inside there is the cabin filter. So that's what we're going to do next. And then I'll move the van in a little bit, get the heater going, and we can close these doors, hopefully. I'll have to try. If we can't, we might have to do this tomorrow. But yeah, let's just see how we go. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, let me show ya. The belts are just here. Now, there is, like I said, there is 2 belts on this one. And you've got the outer one that's here, which just drives on the 2 pulleys here. And you can see it's Daco, which means there's a good chance that that is a new belt. So I'll check it out to make sure that it's all good and there's no sort of splits or cracks or anything like that with it. But I think we can reuse that one, and then we'll just change the bigger one that's here that goes along there, and it goes right up there. All these pulleys and stuff like that. So yeah, but we'll take the belts off. I'll whip the belts off now, and we'll have a look to see what they're like, and yeah, we'll go from there, and we'll try and work out what this noise is as well. Yeah, let's do that now. So let's crack on. Whew, let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me give you an update what's going on. So I've took this one off, which is the stretch one, and it is literally, it looks like brand new to me. So that can definitely go back on. There's no reason why we should be replacing this and wasting money. I've got to be honest. It's like brand new. This one, I've got most of it off. This is not brand new, so I don't know why someone's not changed this one, but it hasn't. I think this is original one. I'm just trying to find some markings on it. Okay, so they're the markings there. Let me see if I can see. Most of the writing's off now. I can't. It's really hard to see. So I'm assuming it's going to be original. Yeah, maybe. I can't really see it at the minute. I need to get it out, and I can't get it out because the tensioner's in the way. There's just no room to get it untensioned. On that tensioner, you're supposed to put like a. Let me show you on this one. There's like a little hole there, and then you put a a bar or extension or something on that, and then you just turn it, and that's what's getting the tension. But I can't even get anything in there to get it released. So I'm gonna have to work out what is going on with that, and we'll have to come back to this tomorrow, guys, because we've run out of time. But done loads today. We've got the Cougar all finished off, and we run a good start on Chris's Transit Connect. We've only got to do these belts and anything else that needs to be done. Any of the pulleys, tensioners, anything like that need to be swapped over. It's just taking some time, you know, and I've been at it all day with this one. But, you know, most of it's done. Don't get me wrong, all the service part's done, the oil changes, the filters, they're all done. It's just getting these belts now changed over and get this done as well. But, yeah, like I said, we've run out of time. We're going to have to come back to this tomorrow morning, and then we'll just see how quick we can get this done for Chris. I think Chris wants to pick it up tomorrow just before his dad goes on to work, so his dad can drop him over and then he can get drive his van back. So yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it there. That's it for the end. That's it for today. That's it. I've got no more time. We'll come back to this tomorrow, guys, first thing, and yeah, we'll get cracking and get those belts swapped over. But for today, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys, in the next one. Take care. I'll see you soon.